back to Super Tuesday recap. It's Chris and Deepom here, and we're here to discuss. I don't know, man. What are we here to discuss? What did we do on Tuesday? Like, was there like, did Donald Trump do something?
I gotta say something.
No, I know what it is. I was watching a documentary on bears.
I gotta say something. This is not me bragging. I have a weird memory. Like, I see things and remember very well. I never really rewatched these shows. I've seen this episode 3 times. I cannot believe what took place over the course of 42 minutes. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel right. It's the game cheating. What do you start? You read the synopsis. What could the synopsis possibly say?
Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Self-Control Season 4, Episode 15. Ada continues to go crazy, and with 4 LMDs in the base, can Fitz and Gemma survive? Lies.
Sons of bitches.
Lies.
You lying sons of bitches.
Oh, and I just want to say, called it. My agenda is in place.
That was a very good call. I was very impressed.
Listen.
Really well done.
Look, so we did the Flash review, and I was just saying this. Look, man, when you've been with a show long enough, and again, this is 4 seasons of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, we got 3 seasons of the Flash, we got 5 of Arrow. At this point, unless there are huge drastic changes, like for instance, like I honestly don't know where Arrow's going because they're adjusting to the world that CW's built over there. So they can still surprise me every now and then. Like, I would never have called, like, Dinah Drake. You know?
Well, it's because it made no sense.
Right. Like, and well, okay, you're doing that. Okay. So they can still surprise me because they're literally, but these other shows, they're not redefining themselves because they don't need to. So Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. has literally been on, like, just barreling ahead since halfway through season 1. And they've gotten more comfortable with what they do, but they also have a pattern that if it's subtle, it's not something that is so blatant that you're like, oh, the show is so predictable. No, you have to really be paying attention to pick it up. So that last episode, I pointed out in the review, I was like, listen, when they end the episode and they tell us up front that they have LMDs and that at least we know Coulson, May, Mace, and I think it was also they showed us Mac. When they show us those already in that shot, but they tell us there's 4 more that came in. I mean, there's a total of 4 that came in that doesn't include that May one. I'm like, all right, no, that's something that they don't end on. You don't give away your best. You don't give away your best stuff for the next episode. And Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. never does that. So us going into this episode thinking that we already know who the 4 LMDs are, I'm like, that doesn't make sense for this show. They would never do that. So I was like, okay, it's got to be one of Fitz or Simmons. It's got to be. Because that's what they do.
We've been calling Fitz the LMD for like...
Right.
2 months now. Because now, guess what? We still don't know when he got switched.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
He is one. We just know he is one. We don't know when.
Because here's the thing, all right? When you look at when you compare Fitz's the Fitz LMD to the other 3 LMDs,
right? He
was different.
Mm-hmm.
He was not like so again, we're gonna be all over the place with this one. But when Ada is talking to Ratcliffe and tells him that she had to the LMD she created were more purpose driven,
mission oriented,
and Ratcliffe was like, wait, that can get somebody killed because hey, listen, they're always on the mission. That wasn't Fitz LMD because remember, if that was the case, Fitz LMD would have let Simmons go with Mace. Because when he comes in the base and Mace is like, maybe Simmons should come with me and we can brainstorm on this on looking at this.
Fitz is the one who drops the line about the Soviet technology for Soviet communications.
Right. Fitz is the one that's into no, we shouldn't break up our brain trust. Let me do it. If it's mission oriented, no. That doesn't
Well,
happen.
you know what else it might have been? It may have been the two LMDs saying, "I can take it with me." He says, "No, I'll do it."
But why? Mission oriented. Go.
Trust them. It's probably easier. Think about it. It'd be easier for Fitz to. I don't know. I'm just trying. I think you're right. I think this is a different generation LMD that had a different directive.
Yeah.
But I also want to see it from all the angles.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I get that. It just seems to me that this Fitz was because the other ones were just so much colder, and this one
they were colder, but we remember when we spent time with May and Coulson's LMDs, he could tap into that place.
Right.
It just felt like Fitz never untapped until that little knife trick he pulled.
Well, he untapped. Will go back in like so. Listen. Ian,
son.
He acted his ass off this episode. All right, and we've been calling Ian acting his ass off for a lot of these seasons. Like he gets his moments.
Fitz.
Yeah, he gets his moments, and you got to forget he went through that whole second season stuttering. You know. And struggling like Fitz was Leo Fitz be getting you in this episode, dude. There's the one where he was where Simmons started stabbing him, and he started screaming like Art, like her Fitz, like, "What are you doing, Jimmy? Stop! You're killing me, Jimmy! You're killing me!" Then he just stopped and looked at her, just like, "Come on, stop!" Like,
he didn't even say, "Come on, stop!" It was no expression.
Yeah, like
it was dead eyes.
Like, dude,
it was creepy as hell.
The way this show pulls these performances out of its actors is incredible. And
well, even prior to that, when he's pleading with her to convince her that he's him,
he almost convinced me.
Come on, man!
Like he literally hit her with the Fitz did that shit you do as a shitty
You're the
boyfriend.
one holding the gun.
Right. When you're a shitty boyfriend and you fucked up, but you're trying to get her to feel bad for you. Like, you know what? I'm the bad guy. You're right. You're right, Simmons. I'm the bad guy. It's my and she even said she was like, "Don't make me feel sorry for you." And
Simmons
he's like,
dated some ain't shit guys.
Oh my god, like he hit the Twitter nigga shit, yo. Like Fitz did that. And it was truly incredible to watch. Like, it was a masterful performance. You're just like, damn. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna cut my wrist. You know what? I'll do it. You want me to do this? And I'm just like, damn, that's fucked up. And then he stabbed her in the leg, yo.
Yo, as soon as he agreed to do it, I was like, oh, he's the robot.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only time I was sure. I was like, oh, he's the robot.
Like, good God.
Yo, when because he's crying, and then his face goes dead again. He throws the knife up, catches it, stabs her in the leg in one smooth ass motion.
Hits her with a paint can, yo. Like,
yo, and then just cold clocks her ass.
I'm not.
Robo Fitz is a beast.
Right. Goodness gracious, man. Like,
oh man.
Like, it was, man, just what
She drops an engine block on his ass then. Like,
right.
Dude, watching Simmons stab the man she loved in the chest, like, she's ruined. And I'll talk more about that later, but it's over.
Well, think about it when she runs into Daisy later on. She's broken.
She's broken.
She is completely broken. You know, and like that, I mean, again, all of the beginning of this episode is basically a horror film.
Oh, it's 100% horror film. It's the calls coming from inside the house. It's horrifying.
Yeah, and when Daisy finds out they have a shipping container full of daisies.
That was creepy.
Nigga. And then she basically pulls the Batman Begins.
Worked like shit, man. I'm telling you.
Look, hey,
the classics are classic for a reason.
Like you said, acting director Daisy Johnson is. Don't fuck with her, y'all.
Yo, because you realize that she's the highest ranking human left in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes, she is.
Oh, acting director Daisy Johnson.
Yeah, it's not. Hey, you almost forget the season started with her, on the run, taking down watchdogs and robbing banks and working with the Ghost Rider. Like, I'd forgotten that entire first arc, and that doesn't mean that first arc was bad or anything like that. It was a great arc.
We've just come so far.
It was just, was that another season? Like, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing? It's just, oh my god, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, when she comes around the corner and she's talking to Simmons, she's got the shotgun axe, and
that felt like that scene near the end of a horror movie where like the two, are you still alive? Oh my god, like the hug between them.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had to force
shit out of that.
She had to force the hug because she was like, she's like, listen, I can quake you, I can feel your bones, you can feel the quake, and we'll both know that we're. And Jim was just like, no, don't touch me. Which again, after what she's been through, like you said, she just stabbed a robot that looked, sound, and act like the man she loved. Not only just act like that, but even told her, because again, remember, that's a brain scan of Fitz. He brought up marriage, and she,
nigga, when he had her tied up and kissed her on the forehead,
nigga,
I was like, you creepy robot.
And she goes, Fitz never. That's the first time you've ever brought up marriage.
Yes, because you didn't say he. She said you.
Yeah, it's the first time you've ever brought up marriage. It's like, well, I thought about it. I just, worried what your response would be. Like, they had a legit like, it's just, she's broken as fuck. So she comes across Daisy. She doesn't want to believe anything, and you feel that she's been stabbed in the leg. She's gone through some shit. And you just feel like, yeah, if I'm Daisy, I don't trust. I mean, if I'm Simmons, I don't trust anybody either. And Daisy has a good point. It's like, well, they said you killed Fitz, and again, she couldn't see that Fitz was an LMD. So all she's thinking is, well, what the fuck is this? But then that hug, Daisy finally says, just fucking grabs her, gives her a hug, and it's an immediate sigh of release. It really feels like. Even though this is like the first maybe 20 minutes of this episode, it really feels like the end of a horror film where the heroes escape.
Right.
It feels like that, and I'm just like,
or at the very least, find each other.
Right. And
Elizabeth Histridge, bravo.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you sold PTSD very well.
Like, so fucking good. So fucking good. Even like the LMD, the May LMD and Coulson LMD having their conversation, and you immediately see the difference between them. Like the May LMD, you're like, oh man, she's really is different from those other two, from the other three.
And it's so clear in that conversation when he speaks of the phantom pain, like. That's when you see it resonate with her. That's what she's feeling. Because she knows she's not real.
Right.
But every impulse in her head says she is. Everything that makes her her is still there. She says it later on when before she blows up Faux Coulson. Getting the dark hole with my programming, protecting you, caring about you was real. That was me. But you're not him.
Right.
And it was done so really well. And I want to, before we go any further, Jed Whedon's never directed anything ever. This was his directorial debut.
Hell of a debut.
Holy shit! Even something as small as a shot with all the other daisies. The shot opens with Daisy looking at Daisy, and then pans out to show you the room.
Right.
Everything's framed so well and so meticulously. You can tell the care. I invite you to go back and watch this episode again from a strictly cinematic point of view.
Well, there's the one where at the beginning of the episode where it's almost like a tracking shot where they go from person to person when you're thinking as an LMD as they're passing along what they're going to do next. So you start with Mace and Coulson talking about what they're going to do, and then Coulson goes to Daisy because again at this point people are still thinking Daisy's an LMD and telling her that hey you need to go and like Daisy's like Yo-Yo's our most important asset, we should go get her first, and Coulson agrees and she goes to Mac, and you're just like oh they're passing along information. You go back later on, you're like, oh wait, one of the people wasn't an LMD though. Daisy was being legit Daisy. Like she's right.
She's being Agent Johnson.
She's being Agent Johnson, and like again, that shot right there was a great shot because again, it added to you believing that those four were the LMDs, and it sets up for a bigger reveal when you when they walk through, when Fitz and Simmons walk through that door and the alarm goes off. You're like, shit, one of them is an LMD, you know?
Right.
So yeah, no, just what a hell of a debut. I'm gonna say right now. Don't direct anything else anytime soon because I need to catch my breath, yo. I can't.
Don't direct a feature.
Yeah, I can't. Whew.
Let's keep you in TV. You're getting 42-minute bursts.
Yeah, because I
need more. I don't know if I can take it.
Yeah. Oh, oof. Yeah. That was a lot there. Yeah. So I really liked how that I like how the hierarchy and the difference they've set up for the LMDs. Because here's the thing. You get that the ones in this episode, again, I'm gonna leave the Fitz one out of this one because he felt different to me.
Right.
But and well, actually, all of them tell you the truth because even the Coulson LMD shows affection for Met, so they all can feel that they all have that love there. Ada doesn't.
Ada does not.
Ada doesn't understand love or feel love. And it's the thing that she's craving now. Yep. She wants to feel that. But she was it makes you wonder, like, Radcliffe, you programmed all these other ones to be able to do that. Why didn't you program this one? Why didn't you program?
Well, I think also because the other ones were based off of brain scans.
Oh, true, yeah.
And Ada was just made in the image of the girl's name I've already Agnes, I think. Mm-hmm. I think that was the main difference there. But I think you're right. I think that the thing we talked about at the end of the Ghost Rider, like the book, she's evil now. It's finally coming to fruition, and I'm glad they took it slower than we thought they'd take it, because it's worth it.
Oh yeah, listen, man. Whenever you're a robot, first of all, if you have a robot, you're already in trouble. Whenever your robot says, "I've come across a paradox in my programming," kill it with fire right fucking then.
The second she said that, he should look her dead in the eye and said, execute Omega Protocol, shut down immediately, manual override. Right. Like, you should have shut all you budding inventors. Like, the second the machine questions you, shut it the fuck down.
Like, as soon as I'm watching live, and so I usually stay off of Twitter while I'm watching live. But as soon as Ada said that, I had to go look at the timeline and go, and everybody was just going, "Oh, this is bad." Like,
hold on, I want to pull up my exact tweet.
Yeah, you had the one that everybody was retweeting on that one because they're just like, "This is."
I was so mad.
Yo, come on, dog.
Of course, that's the conclusion she reached because every goddamn time that's what robots do.
Right, and I'm like, she had two primary programming: protect Radcliffe's. And preserve Radcliffe's life and protect the framework. She's like, but I feel like they contradict. Nope.
You're the biggest threat to the framework.
End it. Why are we having this conversation?
Did you just call me a threat?
The minute your robot calls you a threat,
I'm pretty sure the toaster just threatened me.
That, Your Honor, it threatened my life. Yes, it did.
Kill the toaster.
It
told me it was going to kill me. I have no reason not to believe it.
Come on, man. Come on. And I'm just like, and me, when she said that, I'm like, Radcliffe, that means she's going to kill your physical body and keep you in the fucking framework. Duh.
You gave her you solved her paradox by saying that the physical body didn't matter. You idiot.
Yes. Didn't realize he was doing, but you know what? Here's the thing. And here's why that works so well for me for Radcliffe not knowing, even for a smart guy. He's been spending so much time in the framework, and they established this a couple episodes ago. He's losing touch with reality himself. He didn't think about it because he's not thinking that. He's thinking about how much he enjoys the framework himself. He's not realizing anything. Like, he didn't even realize that he doesn't even know what Ada's done because she's plugged now 4 other people into the framework, and he's like, "Wait, you could have killed me. You could have ruined it by plugging all these other people." And he's like, "What do you like?" He had no idea what was going on in the real world.
He said, "I told you to bring me out for 24 hours. It's been 24 hours. Shit."
Right. He was so disconnected already. He didn't see it coming because he was already gone. He died the first time he decided to start plugging himself into the framework. The minute he started getting high on his own supply, like he's breaking all the cardinal rules here, yo. Getting high on your own supply, building killer robots, and trusting in them to do everything. Like he became dependent on Ada to do everything, and he left control in the hands of a robot.
It's a bad idea.
Always a bad idea. Always a bad idea. Come on, man. Come on. Going back to acting director Daisy Johnson. Nigga them powers, yo.
Look, man. I don't know why she fucked around with that gun so long, fighting the May spot. Because she hit them with that double Hadouken. My question is, why did MaxBot get made of such shoddy materials?
I think it was closer.
It better, or maybe she's right-handed.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
she's right-handed. That's not how that works.
Could have been it.
Because Coulson with this glass, she shredded Mac.
Oh God.
Also leading to the second funniest line of the night. I could have said "I told you so," but now I don't have to.
Right.
The first funniest being, "Please don't say the plan out loud. It sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, can we say? I love the fact that this little team, I guess Agent Piper and them, hey, they're not red shirts anymore. I don't think, because they like this is a team that was going after
this is May's team.
This is May's team. And
yeah,
they've been around for a while now. And I'm like every time I see them, I'm like, wait a minute, this is becoming like the elite squad. I'm like
the elite red shirts.
The elite red shirts. Yeah, because
when they die, you really know you're fucked. Like,
that might happen, and I'm gonna feel some kind of way because we see them as the go-to squad now. Anytime something goes on, they always seem to be there. And again, they're May's squad.
Right.
Like that's the team she's personally trained and personally put together. And they've
not to mention Daisy was trained by her too.
Yeah. So like this is I'm noticing that I'm like, wait, they're using the same again, every now and then there is a red shirt that shows up like old boy that figured out that Fitz LMD. Like they have their red shirts.
Oh yeah.
But they keep you and like there's like a couple of them that I feel like it's always showing. There's always like a red shirt in the back. He doesn't die, but he's just always a random agent that ends up in an episode. But these people, these agents are always the same. Like they always are there, and when shit's going down, when they need a raid or need something like that, and we're in, especially when we get to that third arc, we're getting to the third arc stuff. They always pop up out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh, wait, they're okay. Not bad. All right. I'm okay with that. Poor Antonio.
I mean, should have talked shit. Like, what do you want to say?
Like, this is why you don't give robots... You don't let the robot make decisions. Like... First of all, I don't think she gave him anesthetic when she fucking started cutting him apart. So
why would she?
There's that. So no, I mean that was on purpose though, because we've seen Ada medically take care of other people.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Used
care. But that was before she went crazier.
No, I don't. Here's the thing: I don't think she's gotten crazier since the Darkhold.
She just slit open Ratko's wrists.
I don't think that was crazy. That was following protocol. That was following her programming.
I think that was a little something, maybe feeling her first twinge of anger because he derisively tried to explain emotion to her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely, yeah.
Maybe I'm looking for something that's not there, but I'm just saying, like.
No, I definitely think that I think that I didn't get the sense that she had anger towards him, but I get what you're saying. Like, I've been noticing that with her too. Like
so the why wasn't I built like the other ones? The taking of the necklace.
oh yeah, yeah. I get you that one. Yeah, definitely. But you got to think about it even here, slitting Ratcliffe's wrists and putting him in the framework. It could have been more brutal.
Yeah, because she was. Well, it could have been, but more than anything, she was saying, "This is the only way you'll survive if you go in right now."
Right. So, but what I'm saying is, she's taken, even when she killed people, it's been nicely. She cut open Anton with no anesthetic while he could feel it. Could you heard his screams?
It's true.
Like that's when you start seeing that. You know what? This robot, she does feel emotion because she has some anger. She has some stuff there. She might not feel a love, but she feels other things because what she did to him, damn sure wasn't just out of, oh, okay. No. So, she gave him a new body, a new robot body. Now, so what do we call him now? Because he's not really an LMD because he's controlled by his physical. He's controlling his physical body.
He's still an LMD. You can control some. Like they have LMD
Okay.
you can control.
Okay.
He's an LMD. He's just the next generation of them, and it includes a Futurama crossover with the head in the jar.
Right.
We'll wait till everything's done, and I'll give my predictions for the back half of the season. But they don't show you that kind of thing for no reason.
Oh no. So you think somebody's gonna end up?
We'll talk about it later. I've been yelled at on social media today about quote unquote ruining shows. So I'm going to save. I'll give a disclaimer, and then we'll do spoilers that are actually just predictions. But y'all saw Chris. Like this isn't just me. Chris got the Android Fitz thing.
Hey, listen. Look.
We just pay attention. That's all it is.
That's all we're doing. I'm just paying attention and just telling you how it's going. So.
But yeah, I think that this is a portent of things to come, and I think that should we talk about the framework?
Let's talk about the framework, yeah.
Are we there?
We're there, man.
I feel like we missed something, man. Like maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking it. The speech May gave to Coulson was great.
Oh yeah, no. Like again, it just I immediately said to myself,
these women are carrying this fucking show.
Nigga,
these actresses are murdering this show.
Dude, listen. I said to myself as soon as I saw this, I saw May there. I'm like, mom's gonna let the daughter go, yo.
Got to.
Mom's gonna let her daughter go. Like, here's the thing, man. That May LMD, she's not loyal to Radcliffe. She had one purpose. Her purpose was to get the Darkhold. Once she did that, she's May.
She's just May.
She's just May. She was always going to let Daisy walk out. She was always going to do that. Like, that's back. Going back to your programming, even if you look at it, just Human May, come on, man. So good. And then the conversation that she had with Coulson, the Coulson LMD. Oh, man.
I'm just a collection of phantom limbs. Emotions that aren't mine, grounded in nothing. I was like, oh my goodness. And it made perfect sense. And it was something that had so much pathos because of us watching. And Jed Whedon wrote a bunch of, I know I've told you to watch this, but a bunch of episodes of Dollhouse. Mm-hmm. And part of the larger narrative of that show is what makes a person a person. Mm-hmm. And that's something they tackled with this LMD season, LMD mini season, mini arc. I don't know what to call it anymore. These guys are really good at this, but they inject, like, even if you go back to Buffy, like Spike fighting for his soul. Right. What makes a man a man? Like, that's something that permeates all of this writing that they do. And they communicated it so well with the May speech. It felt like the culmination of them kind of doing it in other shows, but finally nailing it with this one. Mm-hmm. It's one speech. You nailed, because May says it. You've taken away that little bit of pain, but that little bit of trauma is what makes you human. And you talk about all the shows they've done. Like the Whedons kill people. We always joke that the Whedons kill people to hurt us. Mm-hmm. That's what makes their shows feel so human.
Mm-hmm. And the May speech at the end connects so much to the first conversation that Coulson LMD had with her. You know, it just fit. It made sense.
I have so many memories of Snow, but none of them are mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And the Coulson LMD is just like, oh well, no, it's better now. We don't feel pain. We just like it's two different programming. One's programmed to accept the fact that the real him is in the framework and that this is the new light. Like is there, and even dropping a little bit what the framework is. You know, getting rid of all of our regrets, and you get what Coulson's regret is. You know, yeah, it's just really well done, and getting that speech at the same time of getting, and like you said, going back to how they frame some of these shots. May giving that speech as you have
the Zephyr
taking off with Daisy and Simmons.
And the great music behind it and the slow. The whole thing.
Yeah. Also, another thing too, the pep talk Daisy gives Simmons, which she's basically like, listen, I'm gonna beat all these robots. She's like, no, it's a suicide mission. You can't do this. Like, no, that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna beat that because there's one thing I do know. And she's like, and Simmons is like,
let's talk about it later. That goes to my predictions for the season.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll
I have
say
that passage underlined.
Okay. All right, so framework, right?
It's Pleasant Hill.
Yeah.
Pleasant Hill, right?
Pleasant Hill. I've seen people go, it's House of M. Yeah, it's all this, and it's even then, because again with the Hydra symbol on the Triskelion, it's not lost on me that this the Shield comes back in April and Secret Empire starts in May.
Oh, this is 100% on purpose.
Not lost on me at fucking
None
all.
of this is a mistake.
None of this.
If everyone wants to say that, oh, I don't know how much the comic division, TV division, and film division talk. Fuck and you.
Yeah, come on, like no mistake there, guys. No, that is.
The question now becomes, what was pitched first?
Yeah.
Because there's so much synergy here. It would take someone who was in both meetings to say, holy shit, we can do it at the same time. Mm-hmm. That tells me that maybe, just maybe, some of that comic talent is literally pitching an editorial hand or foot over at the TV side.
Right.
Which means if things break the right way, I could one day get Secret Wars on television.
Yeah.
Let me dream. Don't say anything. Just let me dream.
Just dream.
Let me have this.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, first of all, as soon as I saw the text that Daisy got, I was like, "Oh, it's Ward."
I tweeted, "Oh God, it's Ward."
Yeah. Come on, guys. Like first of all, before we go into what we saw here, remember what the framework is. It's set up to take away some of the regrets that people have.
One regret. She said everyone gets one.
Everyone gets one regret. So it's not necessary. Like I've seen some people, we'll go through some of the emails I got, some people saying, oh, it means that Daisy cared more about Ward than Lincoln, and that she's really been mourning Ward, not Lincoln. It's like, that's not necessarily what that means.
Her regret is that Ward turned evil.
Right. Like, these are going back to regrets, and it doesn't necessarily like everybody saw May in the Triskelion with the Hydra symbol on it going, oh, May regrets not being Hydra. That does not mean what that is. Remember, the framework is so huge, it's a framework that encompasses all of these people inside of it. So other people's regrets could affect the entire world they're in.
Coulson not joining S.H.I.E.L.D.
There we go.
Leave S.H.I.E.L.D. unprepared to fight off Hydra when it makes perfect sense to me. It's not a big leap at all.
Yeah, look. Forget being unprepared. Without Coulson, that also might mean Captain America doesn't happen, which means what happened in Winter Soldier doesn't happen. Like it's a cascading effect of things that happen.
Exactly.
That
I think
lead to that.
For Coulson, it's going to be a kind of It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Where you see how the actions of one man. I think he's going to be the one the hardest to convince to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mac will opt to stay.
Yeah.
Because his trauma is unlike any of the rest of them.
Yeah.
He
Like,
lost a child.
I saw Mac pick up the bike, and I was like,
I said out loud, he's never leaving.
yeah, Mac might not leave, guys.
He'd have to kill his own child. Mm-hmm. He'll never leave. And I support the decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
We should go check on him once in a while, but
yeah.
That's fine. If you have to write him off that way, that's a write-off I can support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, without that, yeah, and again, major regret, we don't know really what major regret is. We just see her, she's still an agent.
I guarantee it's the cavalry. It's putting down that little girl.
Yeah, so that might be it. And so, again, that's why she's there. Fitz.
He regrets not going private sector. That's a smart regret.
And
that's a logical, well thought out regret.
Yeah.
He had drones in the first season that were plotting out crime scenes, man.
Yeah.
This man should be rich.
Who do you think the woman is?
I know it's not. But now I've got to ask a question.
Well, are we sure?
Is Jimma Simmons' name really Jimma Simmons?
Right.
Because before they went in, because I've rewatched this episode a couple times now. She says, we found our avatars in the framework. We'll go to the rendezvous point and meet up there. That's how I built the back door for us to get out. Mm-hmm. She didn't jump into a grave.
Right.
If it comes back in April and it's Jimma Simmons punching right out of a grave, I will lose my goddamn mind. And that'd be amazing and like super metal. And I kind of hope they do it now because I said it out loud. But it won't be that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking, or it could be, it could be a lot of different things. I mean, so. Hey, here's the thing. What if Jimma is actually an agent? And so it's an empty grave, and that, Jimma Simmons is dead because she's under another alias and name, and she's with Fitz, but she's working him or something.
Yeah. Exactly. There's a lot of ways out.
Yeah, I think they did that again because they want us worried about what did Jimma literally just jump into a body that's already dead? Because remember what they said before if you die in there, you die.
Yeah.
So it already gets you riled up because you're like, oh my god, Jimma's already dead. So she jumped into a dead body. It already gets you fucked up, So yeah, man. What a hell of a way to end the episode.
Do you want to do predictions and then emails, or emails and predictions?
Let's do predictions first. Because I just want to go ahead and say that they dropped they either second or third time they've mentioned that if you get pulled out of the framework, your brain gets fried.
Yep. Again,
folks, don't get mad at us for this shit. When the show tells you some things, this show does. It's not like other shows. They don't tell you this shit and then never go with. They're going to do something with that. It's going to happen to someone.
All right. So I'm making a prediction.
All right, let's go.
This is warning to anyone who doesn't want to hear my predictions. I guess give it 5 minutes because we're going to do emails after this too. So this is a show that's killed Jimma Simmons twice. Once with the monolith, and once by literally showing you her grave like an hour ago. Mm-hmm. Things come in threes, and if Jim is jolted out of the framework, and they say, oh God, we can't unplug her, we'll lose her, what's the one LMD we haven't seen yet?
A Jimma LMD.
Jim LMD. We can all agree that the Fitz LMD, while a fucking robot, had his brain, had his heart. He kissed her on the forehead. He said, this is my fault. I perfected the technology. If Jim is the only way to survive, and also, let's do this. The other big paradigm shift on the show was Inhumans. That season ended with an Inhuman on the team. Mm-hmm. This one's big shift is LMDs.
And with an LMD on the team.
It ends not with LMD on the team, but it ends with Fitz in love with the LMD that's using the brain control like the Russian of Gemma Simmons. Because her body's ruined. Her brain is ruined, but her mind isn't. She's able to control that LMD. It's for all intents and purposes her, except it's a robot. That's the most tragic thing they can do. And the reason I'm sure this is going to happen is because of that speech Daisy gave cursing them to hell.
Exactly.
I was like, hey, look, lady, how about you shut your mouth?
Dude, I was the same way.
You knew?
I was do you actually have it, what she said to him exactly?
Hold on, let me pull it up. I do.
Because, I saw that and was like, damn it. Just when you thought Fitz and Simmons were safe.
You and Fitz belong together. This is not how your story ends. You bitch, Daisy. You bitch.
Oh, this is exactly how their story ends, in tragedy. Because, of course,
with one of them as a robot. And that's while it's also the one thing for Gemma that makes sense. For Fitz, it makes perfect sense too, because what greater penance for the greatest sin he thinks he could imagine is, I'm the bad guy. I created this. This is my fault. Well, now you got to stare your creation in the face for the rest of your life, or until our batteries run out. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But that's it. He's going to be in love with his creation because you already said he had a creepy relationship with Ada. This has all been seeded. This is all going to happen, and I'm here for it.
Boy. Yeah. Yep. It's got to, man. Got to. Because here's the thing.
Final predictions for me. Max stays in the framework. Did we see Mace?
No, we didn't see Mace.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, because nobody cares about Mace.
That's mean, but true.
But actually, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What is his one regret? What if his Mace is actually Captain America in for Hydra? It's their version of Captain America.
I would love it. But my final predictions are Max stays in the framework and Jen ends up a head in a jar.
God damn.
Proverbially, not an actual one. Well, maybe they put her head in a jar. That'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah. Here's the crazy thing about it. So last season it was Fitz literally jumping through a portal to save Gemma. Gemma's now technically jumped into a portal to save Fitz.
Oh my God, was that last season?
Yeah.
Oh. What the hell was going on?
Dude, the connection.
How was that last season?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Because Hive was last season.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of the Hive story.
Yeah.
This show is crazy.
Yeah. So, good God. Good God. Yeah, man. I'm with you on that one, yo. I think, yeah. And here's the other thing too. 'Cause we got our man Ward back, yo. Brett Dalton back, yo.
Never left. What are you talking about?
Right?
Never left.
Oh, man. If somehow he gets downloaded to an LMD in real life?
Get downloaded into the Gemma Simmons LMD. Now that'd be
a show. Don't, dude.
That'd be a show.
Oh, man.
They put it really in her friend's body, an angel, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. I can't fucking wait. We're about to get Hydra Ward again, and the thing about it is, Daisy thinks it's Lincoln.
Yo, she said Lincoln. I was like, nope.
She didn't. She walked past the picture. She didn't see the picture.
Oh, she didn't?
She didn't know. She walked by it. She walked by the picture, and she didn't. So she didn't. So we again. It's the way this episode is framed and shot. So when you go and watch it, you see her walk by it, but you see the picture. So she doesn't see the picture as she walks towards the body in the bed. Nigga, listen.
You're right.
It's gonna be so good. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Like I said, don't get distracted by the Hydra thing. Like I said, I think that
it's just S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. It's again, if Coulson does not become, if Coulson again, what was the one guy who does like it kind of goes also back to the thing that Anton was saying about how Coulson's the connecting tissue to everything. Well, it's also true in just the regular MCU universe. Coulson's the one that connects all the Avengers together. He is the connecting force. So if you take Coulson out of S.H.I.E.L.D., does any of this stuff happen? We know he does. He has some input into the costume, for Captain America. Like, how much push is there to get Captain America? Who does Fury trust? Like, all you take all that away, you get Hydra. Because we knew, so
yeah.
I think that's it's one of the things that they're doing. To me, it's a distraction. It's a clever distraction. It's a nice distraction. It's going to be an entertaining distraction, but it's a distraction from the other things that are going on here. So, you got anything else you want to say before we get into the emails?
Let's do these emails.
All right, man. I think I got like 7 emails to go through, guys. So,
in 24 hours.
Yeah, in 24 hours. Thanks. I guess it was something. And some of these came out on Tuesday. So, he's like, the show comes on at 10 o'clock at night. So some of y'all ran to read. King Hart says, "Hey Chris and all. Been listening to Entertaining Check for a while, and with the current seasons, I've gotten into Super Tuesday recaps because y'all seem to really enjoy Agents as much as I do. This week of Agents just went off, and I'm sitting here like, nigga, yeah." Like I said, people literally hopped in their emails right after the show went off. I'm sure you all will cover all this, but I just want to make a point out a few things. They stuck a feminist episode on us. By the end of this episode, the MVPs were the women. Yep. Even Toaster May came through with the solidarity in the clutch. They left us with the fate of S.H.I.E.L.D. being in the hands of women and a few red shirts. And the woman red shirt had the most lines and action of the red shirts. Yeah, Agent Piper is the only one that I always recognize that team because of Agent Piper.
Yeah. Now that you point it out, so do I.
Yeah. She's the only one.
It's one of those things where we go like, it's them again. And I don't think about it again.
Yeah. And I only recognize it's them because of her. So, and the evil mastermind being a female LMD. Yeah. This is about to be another example of them doing stories from the comics way better than Fox. This mainframe is House of M with a dash of the recent Pleasant Hill storyline. Yep. And the lives inside the reality, man, my mouth was open as soon as they showed Daisy had a boyfriend. Like, they wouldn't, but yep, they did. Speaking of comic book tie-ins, May and her not-so-secret empire, I always want to believe it's an expert-level trolling to end the feminist-leading episode with a heavy nod towards a thing in comics that has the most fanboys in an uproar. I love this show, man, and I appreciate your recaps, top of the playlist as soon as the downloads hits. Thank you guys very much, and yeah. That again, it's not a coincidence that they end with that shot of the Triskelion with the Hydra logo on it, and this week we got images of Hydra Cap in full Hydra gear. So I'm just saying that shit didn't just Actually, you know what? I think I got two emails on Tuesday. I got one at sent at 2:05 a.m. Oh my God, Kevin Haynes says, "Oh my God, acting toward the Force. I keep rewinding every scene. Fitz and Simmons are scaring me, making me panic, cry, feel nostalgic, and shocking me all in one scene." That's from Sean. Yes, and again, if our predictions are right, specifically D-Palms, you should definitely be crying about Fitz and Simmons. So it ends in tears.
They've been telling you this ends poorly since it started.
Yeah, it ends in tears. Fantasia says, "I'm done with the show." Ward, Daisy versus Mace was great. The way she took out Coulson and Mac was also great. Very smart of them to knock all the other agents out first. Yeah, we didn't mention that, but yeah, it was very smart of them.
It was a great tactic.
Yeah. Why were there so many Daisies? That was weird. Of course, Ada turned on him. All the robots do. April 4th, I think I need this month to recover. Ward, Hydra, I'm done with the show. Second email, I forgot this. So is this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Flashpoint? Kind of. Why were there so many Daisy LMDs? Remember, they were bringing all the Inhumans,
Yep.
And they were
going to meet them all individually.
And she was going to meet with them all individually. So how do you do that? You have multiple. Not only do you have multiple daisies there, but you got to think about it long term. Had this worked and they gone from this, who is the face of Shield outside of Mace? It's their new and human ambassador, Agent Daisy Johnson. So, yeah. Although it would have gotten weird when she couldn't use her powers. Show me yours. You show me yours. I'll show you mine. Oops, I can't do that. CJ, hey, Chris and Deepom, CJ here. Love how on point you guys have been with your theories. They're not theories; they're more along the lines of us just, they listen to us. Last night's episode was ridiculously good. I just love how the show turned into a legit horror show with the LMDs. At any rate, 2 questions: do you foresee Ward coming back as an LMD? And 2, do you think LMDs being used in the movies? And do you see LMDs being used in the movies in any way? Thanks and keep up the great work. One, look, it's a great way to bring Brett Dalton back to Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Whether it happens right away or not, you now have a way of that happening. The only problem is, does anybody have a brain scan of Brett Dalton? Of Ward,
and that's the only place they could do that from is if they used whatever the composite memories they've used to build the Ward in the framework.
Yeah,
pull that Ford out and upload him to something else. But then he wouldn't. It'd be a Ward that we knew we could trust, but we couldn't trust because he's Ward.
But and that would be the interesting thing about having an LMD Ward. If you go LMD Ward, the Ward you built would finally be a Ward that was good and wouldn't, for the most part, turn on you, because it'll be only the good memories, or it'll be a loyal Ward LMD, as loyal as robots can be, right? So throwing that caveat out there because it's still a robot, but whatever. But yeah, so it wouldn't be the evil Ward, which again gives Brett Dalton yet another Ward to play on the show, which I'm always for, because why the fuck not?
100%. And as far as going to the movies, again, something I pointed out at the beginning of the season that I apologize for because I was wrong. They mentioned LMDs in Avengers. Mm-hmm. It was the first mention in DC of LMDs. He said, Tony Stark, when Coulson's coming to see Tony. Mm-hmm. Sorry, you've reached a life model decoy of Tony Stark. You can't be reached right now. So even the understanding of LMDs back then was based on the old LMD program, where apparently they were more like Ada. Mm-hmm. And now we've got these new 2.0s, and if you read the comics, you know how many damn iterations of these things there are.
Yeah. So I had somebody, when I was talking about Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. this earlier today on Twitter, talking about, so they need to connect more to the movies, and I'm like, no, they don't. They don't. And that's kind of how I'm with the LMDs here. Could they put them in the movies? Sure. My thing is, how would it fit?
Right. The question becomes why.
Yeah, why? Because at this point, all the S.H.I.E.L.D. related stuff is handled on Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And without that, I just don't see, again, depending on how they do the Captain Marvel movie, maybe that starts getting S.H.I.E.L.D. back into the movies. Because right now, S.H.I.E.L.D. hasn't really been in the movies. I mean, other than Age of Ultron, where, Nick Fury showed up with a helicarrier, S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't really fully back. And now maybe starting soon it will be, because again, S.H.I.E.L.D. just got back in the light this season of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So maybe that happens, and once we start getting more of that, maybe another Captain America movie, or like I said, maybe Captain Marvel, because we know there's connections there. Mm-hmm. Maybe then you could bring in, in the background, maybe have some LMDs, but as a plot point, as a serious, probably not. Because again, at this point, you just don't need to. I think to me, the first 2 seasons of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. are so great. The only thing that suffered for them was them still trying to force those tie-ins to the movies. And then what we've gotten in the last 2 seasons is you realize that you don't need to.
The show's strong and stand on its own.
You know what it reminds me? When people go, oh, it needs connection to the movies, it's like, hey, did the coaches Black Panther have to connect to Civil War II?
Exactly.
Some books did have Civil War II tie-ins that seamlessly fit in. Black Panther didn't. Because you want to know why? He was actually going through his own civil fucking war. So it didn't matter. So, and I'm getting to that point right here. I'm getting to that point with the MCU with their three different mediums. You have Netflix, you have network TV, and then you have the movies. And technically, all three of them, while they're all part of the MCU, they really don't need to interact with each other.
They live in the same universe, but they operate in different silos.
Right.
And what's so wrong with that?
Yeah. So could it happen? Yeah, of course.
But it
Will
feels
it?
more Marvel for certain things to stay in certain places.
Yeah.
The X books used to have to play with the Avengers books. The Spider books will leave the X books alone. This feels kind of like that. Everyone's kind of got their silo. Yes, we're going to talk about the incident in Jessica Jones, but guess what? Captain America's not showing up.
Yeah.
And yes, maybe Matt Murdock and Daisy Johnson were in the same orphanage, but there's no reason for Daredevil to be on a helicarrier.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it feels better. I think it feels like a larger, more full universe if these things are noted and existing in the same place, but don't interact.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I need a Star Wars movie where the name Skywalker doesn't get said one fucking time.
Yeah.
Because it makes that universe feel super small to be focused on one family of one kid each time.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy the bigger universe, not having to do that. You know,
you can't say you want a universe then ask for it to be a city block.
Yeah. So, yeah. Can they do it? Yeah. Will they? Only if necessary. And at this point, well, look. I'll put it this way: looking at the slate of movies we know for the rest of Phase 3, I don't see maybe I can only think of 2 movies where they would become relevant. Maybe Captain Marvel, depending on what they do with Captain Marvel. Maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
Maybe those are only 2 I can think of.
Can we talk about something really quickly? I know this is off topic. A little casting news. You see, you got cast.
Oh no, we're gonna get with that.
Okay, cool.
You talking about Inhumans? We're gonna get to that. Yeah. Trust me, I got that. We got you. We got you on that one. Agent Shield. Got Tara. Hey, Chris and D Palm. Agent Shield has blown me out of the water with every episode this season. I can't think of any episode that I did not enjoy. However, last night's episode gave me the kind of joy that the second and third Captain movies usually give me. Bay, aka Ward, is back. I'm perfectly fine with staying in this fake world if we get to keep him and Daisy together. May looks perfectly happy working for Hydra, so who am I to step in on her happiness? Question: what did Ada do to the Russian? Did he chop off his head, or could we just not see his body? She chopped off his head. Is the Russian storyline?
That's a Futurama crossover.
Yeah, it's a Futurama crossover. Is the Russian storyline have any significance in the comics? Also, do you think we'll see Robbie again before the season ends? Lastly, who do you think dies or isn't able to return from the alternate reality? I'm guessing Mac because he'll have his daughter back. Thanks. Keep up the good work. And this is the best comic book show ever. Yep. So, thank you, Tiara. And, yeah. Do I think Robbie comes back before the season ends? I don't know. It depends on how long we're in this. Because we got, 7 episodes left now?
I don't see why you'd bring him back.
At this point, yeah. But that still leads me to believe that, hey, maybe that Ridley Scott TV program is Ghost Riders.
Or it could be the other thing.
True.
That got leaked this week, too.
Oh, what was it?
You heard about that?
We'll talk about it. Hold on. We'll get to it. What did the... Oh, no, we said he chopped off his body. And does the Russian storyline...
That's a head in the jar.
Yeah, head in the jar. And does the Russian storyline have any significance in the comics? None
of this does.
Yeah, no. Just
it does in a larger sense that LMDs are a plot point. LMDs have been used in this way in the past, but the specific storyline's never been told in the comics.
It always ends tragically with LMDs. So there's
it never goes well.
There's that. And remember, she's something we didn't mention that she's gonna let him read the Darkhold now as the LMD, and he still wants to destroy all Inhumans. So I know they keep saying that the Inhuman, and we'll get into some Inhuman news later on, isn't direct. Like they say, separate from Agent of Shield, but okay,
right?
No, okay. I don't see how you keep it that fucking separate, but okay. unless they're just not going to be on Earth. Like, okay, whatever. We'll see. All right, and last email, Agent Shield, but that quick though. Winter. Okay, so Agent Shield clearly wants more for me than I want for myself. I went into this last episode with my feet firmly on the ground, with a sense that I knew what was going to happen on some level. Agent Shield came on my TV and said, "Bitch, you don't know a damn thing, but I'm about to take you to school." Agent Shield hit me with the ether portrayal of Fitz LMD, which had me crying real thug tears in the miseducation of LMD May. I will admit I didn't think Fitz was an LMD, but y'all called it. I'm so mad because he had me. I would have given him the gun, but then that's why I wouldn't make it into S.H.I.E.L.D. And then Agent Shield has the bald-headed ass audacity to tease me with some Grant Ward. This too much. Agent Shield is the greatest show on TV, and anyone who disagrees can fight their mama about it because I'm not trying to hear it. Hope this makes it in time for the show. Can't wait for the podcast. Winter Storm. Yes. I agree with all that. Yeah, man. This is a fucking great. Here, you know the only thing I'm worried about now, and it's irrational, and it happens every year with me. I just want them to tell me it's coming back for this. I need them to come back with a renewal.
I've got confidence we're coming back.
Like I am too. Like it's getting the lowest ratings it's ever had. But
which is going to happen at 10 o'clock.
Which is going to happen at 10 o'clock. But then when you look, it also gets the biggest boost from DVR numbers from any other show. So it goes from a 0.6 to a 1.5, which is on average what it was doing last season.
Oh, that's great though.
So right. So I'm but it's one of the things that I'm just like, it's so good and I'm so invested now. I don't care whatever happens the rest of the season. You got me. I need you to let me know I'm coming back for, because I can't be emotionally invested in the rest of the season and then be told, we're not bringing it back next season because I will murder somebody.
He means it.
I mean it. Like, this is, you hear me kind of laughing. No, I mean it. I'm going to murder somebody if it doesn't come back. All right. But yeah, man, this is such an underrated show on TV because it hits you with different kinds. It hits you with thriller, hits you with comedy, horror, all that, and it, not too many other shows can cram it all into 42 minutes, and then you add in the sci-fi elements of it. Like, it just does it all so well, and it just, like, it's an incredible hour. It's incredible hour of television, man. Like, I don't know what to tell anybody else, man. I just, we don't deserve this.
No. I'm not giving it back, but we don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's ours now.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get
earn this.
Yeah, let's get into some other news. Since we're talking about Marvel stuff, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. We were talking kind of driven this. We're getting Ramsay Bolton as Maximus the Mad on Inhumans.
So I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I know who this dude is. That's what a kind of a bastard he is. Like, I am aware of this character. I know what he's done. I watched him die, and I cheered a little inside. And I don't even watch the show. So him playing Maximus the Mad, right on time.
Like,
you do watch, don't you? You're a Game of Thrones guy, right?
Yeah.
So is he going to be a good fit for Matt? Oh. Especially having read the Hickman stuff as recently as we have.
Oh, nigga, listen.
Look, he's a crazy dude.
Like, nigga, listen. He's gonna fucking kill it, yo. He's gonna fucking kill it. So the show is expected to debut Labor Day weekend in IMAX theaters. So September. Yeah, okay, I'm in. And he's supposed to be the lead. So the lead character is gonna be Maximus the Mad.
Which is a crazy way to introduce the royal family. Like, I know people don't really know the Inhumans that well. Maximus the Mad is the most fitting name in comics.
Scott Buck, the showrunner. Maximus is a complex character, likable, charming, tragic, and villainous all at the same time. Boy. This is going to be... yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. What was the other rumor you had for?
Apparently Namor is filming in.
Oh, there you go. That's right.
Hawaii.
Yeah, some quietly.
Apparently, it's a television series.
Quietly filming a Namor.
There's a pilot being shot in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the rumor is Asian Namor.
Agent? What? Oh yeah.
Asian.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing that because, like I said, this, we talked about this in our movie rights thing that the Namor rights were kind of weird, so it wouldn't be shocking if they finally got them back. So, and it could 100% use them. So that'll be interesting. And here's the thing, because for people that are always talking about connecting movies to TV shows, the Inhumans movie is apparently still on. So there's that. In addition to the IMAX screening of the first couple episodes of the TV show, but the movie's essentially still on. Now, if you add in Namor and you make him a TV show, you eventually have to do a movie, right? Or bring him into the movies because of Black Panther. Because that's important.
That's the most recent big story. They've got stories that don't intersect.
Right,
I would want to. But you don't have.
You don't have
I know
to.
That's the go-to story because it's a good story. It's recent, but
right.
That's not like a well-established trope of the character.
True.
There's a lot more stories you can tell for both characters that involve the other.
Well, and if you bring you get the Fantastic Four back. So there's.
Look, if we get the FF back, let's fucking do this. Just put the movie out and call it
Illuminati.
No, just call it Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And have it just be about the Fantastic Four universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could do the three kings, the four cities, the four kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do this.
Oh, God, like I'm waiting on the Fantastic Four news, yo. I'm waiting
because we get FF, and we get Black Bolt, Namor, and T'Challa. That's the three kings arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Like.
There have been Fox rumors about the FF rights. By the way, I don't know how much traction there is, but the rumor is out.
Oh, of what them giving them
up.
The
negotiations are open.
Yeah, I think so because they're not going to use them. I mean, again, we got more information on we got casting news. Oh, let's talk about it now the X-Men TV shows.
Jamie Chung, who I like. I've always liked Jamie Chung.
Look, man, I'm still not a fan of some of the names they have involved in running this.
Oh, me
Bryan Singer involved. But I do believe there is a more, because I'm hearing good things about Legion. I do believe there's more collaboration between Marvel TV and Fox with this stuff.
That seems to be a better relationship than the film divisions.
Right. And like I said, I mean, I don't like the synopsis, but maybe the synopsis is just to throw you off.
Right, yeah, we can't go by the title descriptions of these things as we prove every week we're doing S.H.I.E.L.D.
Because they keep saying X-Men, and it sounds more and more like something like New Mutants. Some people have said Exiles. Like, that makes more sense, but if you're going to sell it, you got to sell it as X-Men, which I get. Which I get. Like, you do New Mutants, people are going to be like, what? But you do X-Men, people are more interested in it. But, you know, that could be interesting. And with the and the rumor was, I believe, that with FF was Marvel would help with the TV stuff for Fantastic Four. And there was also, I think, some stuff with they wanted the Living Planet for Guardians of the Galaxy. So there were some rumors back last summer for Fantastic Four. I honestly think they're coming home because I don't see Fox doing another Fantastic Four movie.
If they come home, I'll lose my mind. I'll be so happy.
Oh, nigga, because here's the thing. I don't want to keep talking about it because I don't want Fox to realize what they're giving up. It's not the biggest thing is not going to be the Fantastic Four. It's going to be everything that comes with them.
Because that means we're getting Galactus.
That means we're getting Doom. Nigga, listen. Like, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna jinx it. I don't like talking about the Fantastic Four right now coming home just because of everything that involves in it. Because
How do you fuck up doing that badly twice?
let's not.
I still haven't seen the new one.
Let's not do this.
I still haven't seen it.
Let's not do this. So, was there anything else?
Isn't that enough?
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
Shit.
All right, folks. Super Tuesday recap. We're on break for Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. until April because we need it. And
go see a therapist.
I've never been happier to get a break, and I'll take it. I'll take the fucking break. I'll enjoy it, and go see a therapist. Take some time. Maybe we'll throw in a couple, since we'll only be doing Flash for now. Maybe we'll throw in some talk of comic books and stuff like that. We're not gonna move Legends of Tomorrow into that slot. We're still gonna stay on Monday, so suck it up, and we'll figure something out. But coming up this weekend, we're gonna do one of my favorite character corners, Wolverine. I've been reading a lot of Wolverine, guys. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. So keep an eye out for that. But again, Super Tuesday recap. Leave a 5-star review. We'll read it on air. We didn't get any new reviews yet. So leave us some new ones, and we'll read them on air. Or email us, like everybody did. Everybody and their mama emailed us this week. mtrailerreviews@movietrailerreviews.net. So people always ask me when they send the emails in for them. For Arrow, for Flash and Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., try to get them in by like 8 p.m. Eastern time. We usually record later than that, but try to get them in 8 p.m. Eastern time, because sometimes we do record earlier. For Arrow and Legend of Tomorrow, get them in by Saturday night. Usually. This week, get them in by Friday night, because we're doing our review on Saturday. But normally you can get them in by Saturday night, and we'll get them in for Arrow and Legends. For Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Flash, you can get them in up to 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, and we'll catch them in there. So, all right, folks, thank you guys very much for listening, and until next time, we'll be back. Super Tuesday recap, iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Until next time, talk to you guys later. Peace.